My name is H.A. Goodman. I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Hit subscribe right now to this channel. You might not always like my viewpoint, but I'm myself. I don't pander to anybody. And my Federalist article is below, my latest Federalist article. Share that everywhere. Why Bernie Sanders supporters should vote Trump 2020. And share my Jerusalem Post article, which is relevant today, which is even more relevant today than when I wrote it several weeks back. Why Democrats embrace anti-Semitism and anti-Israel bias. That's in the Jerusalem Post. Share that, please. It's a little bit below in the pinned comment, below my two Federalist articles, and there's also a Daily Caller article in there as well, in addition to HA's Second Amendment, and in addition to my Patreon link, which is below. This is phenomenal. Trump aide, it refuses. This is a former Trump staffer who is fighting back. He's refusing a subpoena. He's refusing to give information pertaining to a subpoena. Dems want my investigation in Trump. Dems want my testimony in Trump investigation, but I have nothing to say or give them. Michael Caputo. This man, by the way, is an honorable man. He's fighting a very, very corrupt system. So the Mueller probe viewed him as a witness. He had to. There's a GoFundMe for him, Michael Caputo, and he had. I mean, the Mueller probe basically changed his life. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on legal fees, all for nothing. We found out now that CrowdStrike and the Steele dossier, all of this was fabricated. Money from Hillary Clinton that fabricated everything. There was never any evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. It's complete and utter nonsense. The Steele dossier is complete fake news, absolute nonsense. Anyway, they tried to ruin his life. He had to, change a whole bunch of things that were going on in his life to accommodate this. Now, Democrats in Congress are trying to subpoena 80 people without any crime. They haven't even described a crime. They don't even know what Trump did. They couldn't describe the Facebook ads that swung voters in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Wisconsin. We don't know which. Was it Buff Bernie? We have no clue. We just don't know. We have absolutely no clue which Facebook ads. We have no evidence that Russia hacked the DNC. The only evidence we have are images and copies of DNC servers given to the United States government by a third-party tech firm that was outsourced by Democrats, CrowdStrike. If the tables were turned, Democrats would never allow this. And the RNC hires a company to reiterate their talking points. And then the United States government imposes sanctions and rewrites U.S. foreign policy because of the third-party tech firm that the RNC paid to say it was hacked by China or whatever. After 2 years of this nonsense where James Comey, John Brennan, and James Clapper all lied under oath, we know that Hillary Clinton was going to be indicted. The indictments were imminent. I was 100% right. James Baker, the FBI legal counsel who is under criminal investigation right now, along with Andrew McCabe, is under criminal investigation. James Baker wanted to indict Clinton. That didn't happen because James Comey overruled him. But the FBI top legal counsel agreed with me. Anyway, this was in 2016. Anyway, this is really interesting. Dems want my testimony in Trump investigation, but I have nothing to say or give them. This is Michael Caputo on Jerry Nadler asking for documents. I got a text from a reporter Monday telling me I am on the list of 81 associates of President Trump receiving document production requests from House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler. Mind you, they haven't accused Trump of a specific crime. What they've done with Trump-Russia is they've legitimized investigations based on suspicion. If that's the case, millions of people, in addition to FBI whistleblowers, in addition to is James Comey's own statement where Clinton transferred top-secret intelligence outside of the United States government onto servers, that should warrant yet another investigation, which it will in the Senate. The Senate Judiciary Committee, Lindsey Graham's going to reignite that investigation. He stated so. William Barr is going to look into the origins of all of this, Peter Strzok, all of that. He stated that during his confirmation. Andrew McCabe right now is under criminal investigation, as is James Baker. The Mueller report's going to come out. There's absolutely nothing there. It's going to exonerate Trump. And then they say, well, there's 30-plus indictments and there's 100 contacts. There's thousands of contacts between Bill and Hillary and Russian associates. You could count thousands with Uranium One. Are you kidding? With Russian lobbyists bragging, William D. Campbell, about their influence over Obama and Clinton. But this is really interesting. They want 81 people to give documents. These 81 people have not been accused of any crime, nor has Trump. They have not accused Trump of any crime. They want to investigate Trump based on the suspicion of a crime. So with that standard, you can investigate Hillary Clinton right now. And a major special counsel, again, on the flip side, with Clinton and uranium, just based on suspicion. Because you had money flowing into the Clinton Foundation, and you had a private server where she hid her pay-to-play schemes, which is obvious. Which is absolutely obvious. And there are ongoing FBI probes that predate Trump. Right now, that The Hill talked about, and the Daily Beast talked about the DOJ email probe. Ongoing. This was last year. And he goes on to write, this is really interesting, Michael Caputo goes on to write, and this guy is an honorable guy. I'll read you the whole thing. This is interesting on Fox News. I didn't receive the letter from the newly installed Democratic leader of the most powerful committee in the House of Representatives. I got it from a reporter. My attorney also didn't get the letter from Nadler. I had to send him the letter the reporter gave me. The inauspicious beginning signaled the start of yet another bogus Russia investigation, this time by the new Democrat majority in the House. This is why I say when Democrats got the House, I said they don't care about Medicare for all. They don't care about any of that stuff. All they care about is funneling progressive votes back into the Democratic Party and winning. AOC is more worried about Trump's taxes, and now she has to worry about campaign finance violations of her own, potentially, possibly. There's an example. If suspicion warrants an official probe, William Barr, the DOJ, should investigate AOC tomorrow. As a country, Democrats have tried to make, and Clinton's running again. I know that bothers people. People don't like that. Lately people have been leaving the channel, which is fine. I gotta be me. And I'll get all those people back and more eventually. We'll be on our way to 200,000 subs because I'm just me. I don't pander to anybody. I don't have to embrace anyone's rear end. It's just me. Use basic logic and public record resources, and that's it. Clinton's running again. We didn't spend as a country 2 years based on a dossier that she purchased and a CrowdStrike a tech firm that she outsourced so Amy Klobuchar could make salad eating great again. That ain't happening. But where are we going as a country when we can just investigate based on just suspicion? Usually you have to have a predicate crime. Usually you have to have a crime. There has to be a criminal act. You can't investigate to find out the existence of a criminal act that doesn't exist yet. That's what the Democrats did. That's what Mueller did with the Russia collusion nonsense. Trump there was never any evidence that he helped Russia hack the DNC. All they say is, well, there's context and you connect the dots. But then when you say, well, let's connect the dots with Clinton, money actually flowed from Uranium One into the Clinton Foundation. And then 20% of U.S. uranium capacity was sold off to Putin. No, you can't connect any dots. Why? Because it was done in an official format. And Vladimir Putin, Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin at his home. Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin at his home. During the uranium set. You can't connect any dots there. Is that a Russian contact? Gee, I wonder if that's a Russian contact. Ladies and gentlemen, this man, Michael Caputo, is fighting back. And it's pretty awesome because my attorney replied to Nadler's letter within 24 hours, noting that I had no documents responsive to the committee's request. I'm a marginal witness in this investigation, and my document demand was the shortest of all 81, but that didn't matter. A committee staffer asked my attorney if he would allow me to testify voluntarily. Think of that. I've witnessed nothing. I have no documents, but they still want me to testify. Clearly, the House, and this is how they get it, this is a perjury trap. They can ask him a question that has absolutely nothing to do with anything they're alleging of Trump, which, by the way, has no basis in reality. It's all suspicion. Like, Clinton did transfer top secret intel outside of the U.S. That did happen. There were statute violations. There was evidence of statute violations, and James Comey, can you believe, said, although there's evidence, we don't think a reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. They will never have the chance to say to Trump, although there's evidence of Russia collusion, we don't think that he meant to do it. They won't even get that far because he didn't do anything. With Clinton, she actually breaks laws, and then they say, she'll eventually get indicted. Just that it'll be before or after she runs for president, and she's running for president. They're not going to go... Just today, I was vindicated just today, 24 hours after the non-statement where people are like, oh, she's not running. That was an edited... creatively edited version of an interview that Clinton where she didn't even answer the question. 24 hours later, just today, Maggie Haberman of the New York Times states that, Clinton didn't really mean to shut the door on running. She never meant to shut the door on it. The door's still open. Gee, I wonder why. Why is the door still open? Why do you think the door's still open? Maybe because she's running again. But this is important because all of these bogus investigations, Trump Russia for 2 years, and then likely 2 years of nonsense, and William Barr has to flip the script soon. Like, he has to. They're hopefully just waiting for the Mueller report. Once they wait for the Mueller report, there has to be something, because there's so much criminal activity from Andrew McCabe to James Baker, who are actually under criminal investigation, to Strzok and Comey and Page, who were all fired. Well, Page wasn't fired, but Comey and Strzok were fired. But, and then we can go on forever, but let me just read you this. So think of that. I witnessed nothing. The Judiciary Committee investigation is designed for one result: to produce evidence to help impeach the President of the United States. So that's true. Forget the Mueller investigation. Probably the most daunting array of investigatory talent in modern history has not reported finding any collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign to help Trump win in 2016. Nadler isn't after the real evidence. He's trying to entrap Trump associates to create grounds for impeachment where they don't exist. The term perjury trap means interviewing someone for no underlying crime and no other purpose except for the hope the person forgets something or another witness remembers things differently. Either way, somebody's getting charged with perjury. This is where William Barr has to act. I believe Andrew McCabe is eventually going to get indicted. Why? Because the IG, Michael Horowitz, who lied throughout his ridiculous report, where he said, this is evidence, bias. The prosecutorial decisions weren't biased in the Clinton email. Well, the prosecutors weren't given all the evidence. Nobody knows how she transferred top secret intel. Brian Pagliano didn't speak to a grand jury. Nobody knows anything. We don't know how she transferred the top secret intelligence. That is the greatest risk to national security since Aldrich Ames and Robert Hansen. But, gosh, I'm all over the place as usual. You have a situation where Democrats just want to harm Trump. And when William Barr sees Andrew McCabe, who's under criminal investigation, the IG says he lied with intent under oath. Why? Because his wife received hundreds of thousands from Terry McAuliffe, who who was a governor, but also Democratic, Clinton Foundation, Democratic Party money man, money fundraising machine, who had his own criminal investigation. What they did under Obama was simply, under President Obama, what they did was start investigations under the guise of being, even-handed, and then say, oh, well, we didn't find anything, which is a brilliant way, not so brilliant, of just covering things up. What better way to cover things up than to say, well, we started an investigation and we didn't find anything? And that's happened a lot with Democratic Party scandals. That's happened a lot. The charade has gone on long enough. Somebody has to take the first stand for the sake of my family. For 81 families, it might as well be me. God bless Michael Caputo. God bless Michael Caputo. And this guy is the man. This guy is the man. In fact, it's Ash Wednesday today, and I believe he's Catholic, and he had the on his head when he was on Fox. So Michael Caputo is the man. Very courageous man. Honorable man. And he's fighting. And honestly, like, they don't have... They don't have any evidence of anything. They just want to hurt people. And William Barr has to flip the script. And I believe he will. Because the Republicans have to. Otherwise, they're the biggest fools on the planet. They have to. There's too much criminality, the actual crimes that took place. And they will soon. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. This man, Michael Caputo, is awesome. And he's telling Democrats to do something interesting with their subpoenas. Thank you very much. Hit subscribe right this second. Share this segment everywhere. Definitely check out my article in the Federalist below, why Bernie Sanders supporters should vote Trump 2020, and check out all my Second Amendment segments and my Jerusalem Post article below. Thank you.